Well, it's reached that time again when we start a new radio project. And, well, as you know from the title, the radio that we're starting on now is the Sobell, S-O-B-E-L-L, model 516. And it dates from roughly 1946, however it was also made for the year after, so I've written in the title it's 1946-47 because I can't be completely sure. There were some variations, the variation being that there was a couple of extra transformers. I believe the output transformer was on the chassis, however in my case it's mounted on the back of the speaker, and the voltage selector was actually on top of the transformer, whereas in my case it's on the back of the chassis. But I'll show you that in due course. You can see that the fellow who restored this took it back to bare wood and then cleared it, and I think it looks absolutely fantastic. I'm not one for dark wood. This is another picture. This is similar to what mine looks like, but the cabinet on mine's a little beat up, as you'll soon find out. But they came in brown. I think it was most commonly brown. They also came in Bakelite cabinets, but we are working with wood. I plan on stripping my cabinet back because I can't save this finish. You'll find out in due course why not. So we'll get the wood back to this bare state, and then we'll give it a coat of probably wax dye I have, which you put over the bare wood, and it gives it a slight stain and a natural shine, and it always makes the cabinets look great. It also has the metal grill. This grill is actually cast metal. Fortunately I can't say what metal it is as of yet. Doesn't seem to be any information on it, but it's a really solid radio, and it has a beautiful dial. In my opinion, I really like the dial on it. So there you have it. For those of you who may have heard the ticking sound in the background whilst I was filming, on the computer there, it's this clock. I was obviously sitting right here, and the clock was directly above me, so but this is a clock I restored. It's a 1930s wall clock. I think it was made in Germany, however there's no maker's mark on it, unfortunately. I completely restored this one. I put it back to oak case. It was originally walnut, however all the stain had flaked off and it just looked awful. Completely restored, and it keeps good time. It's one that I'm pretty proud of. Well, this is a cabinet in a pretty sorry state, to say the least. Its finish is going to have to go, as I've said. I just hope I can do something with this. As far as I'm aware, the wood's solid. I haven't come across any rot or anything along those lines. It's just really badly scuffed, as you can see. The scratches are all over the set. There's a big chunk out of the cabinet there. It just looks as though it's had a really bad finish on it. Someone's tried to refinish it. You can see the colour difference. It just looks like they poured this stuff on. Didn't even try to make it neat or match the original colour. Didn't even bother to strip the cabinet. They just piled that stuff on top. I don't even think they used a paintbrush. There's some deeper scratches to the cabinet, but I'm hoping that those haven't damaged the veneer too badly underneath. As I said, I want to try and put this cabinet back to a more of a natural look. Comes with its original mains cord, which was cut off when I received it, so that's either a good thing or a bad thing. We'll find out. I'm hoping they haven't tried it and found out that there's some major issues with it. Well, here's the chassis. As you know, it's been removed from the cabinet, and this is a real main reason why I bought this set, because it's in very good condition as far as the radio cabinet goes. It's obviously been well protected by that cabinet. There's there's actually no rust on this chassis apart from the mains transformer there. And even so, that's only because those were bare metal areas. So that'll clean up really well. All the valves are present, or all the tubes. What I did find quite neat is this tube's had an extension. So obviously it's been an equivalent that required the tube base to be slightly changed. So they've rewired the pins in a different order to use that. So still to look into it. I don't know if it's exactly correct. I have dusted this down slightly before bringing it in, and every valve had a nice film of dust over the top, which often means that the valves are correct to the set. We can't rule that out until we've checked. Our 2-litre cans there, IF cans. It's a very simple radio, 3-gang tuner capacitor, and there you have it. The dial is divided up in these semicircle shapes, blue being the long wave, red being the short wave, and green being medium wave. And you can tell what band you're on because there's a slot cut out of the cabinet which shows this colour as you turn the switch. This is pretty stuck, but this is pretty loose, so the bushing that connects this to the shaft's not at the best. And this also has a gramophone option. So you obviously, if I had this switch, if I had the knob, I'd turn it, but it's jammed pretty well there. This would come round, and I believe the gram option is behind here. Hence the cutout. So it's got the 2 dial lights, and the dial is not in the best of condition. You can see some of the paint's flaked off. It's actually a painted on dial. It's panicking me a little bit, but I should be able to do something about it. And as on the other one, you can see there's a bit of like burning there where those dial bulbs are. They obviously were quite high rated for this set. I may have to do something about that. But there you have it. This is going to be the new project. It doesn't look half that bad already, but it's going to take a little bit of work to get playing again, I reckon. One thing I have come to like on this set is the fact that it uses the speaker plug connected to the speaker, which obviously saves unsoldering the speaker every time. It's just simply plugs in. Saves a lot of hassle, and I quite like it. The wires they've chose all different coloured wires, and they've twined them together like this. It's almost got a bit of a candy cane look to it, hasn't it? The speaker plug seems quite good. There's no condition errors with it. Looks okay. Further on the speaker, there's also it has the transformer bolted on the speaker there. Whether that's an original thing or not, I can't say, but I've got a feeling this speaker's been with the set most of its life. They did come with electro-dynamic speakers, so this probably is correct. And there's also an 8-inch diameter speaker. It's also got its original sticker on there. So, pretty neat. Well, this is underneath. You see there's a lot of grime sticking to the wires, which usually means there's quite a bit of heat here. But the transformer tests out good in this. I've done this before even starting to film, so that we don't have that issue like we did with the last radio restoration. Oh, sorry, the one before that. The only new component I can see in here is this 2.7 ohm resistor, which is, I'm going to say it's either a 3 or a 5 watt resistor. It's been pegged across there. Reasoning for it, I don't yet know, but we'll work it out. Everything else seems original, and that's always a good sign. It takes the worries away of having had someone in here before. As you can see the shielding wire there. There's a big dog bone resistor there and a smaller one there. But apart from that, it's all laying carbon resistors. So carbon composite. That's unfortunately what they used, and hopefully they're all okay. So to check them, that's part and parcel of radio restoration.